Hey lovelies, I want to talk about uncertainty today. And I'm going to be very transparent with you because I think it's important to push aside the front that social media can put on sometimes and come down to a place that just shows you that we are all human and we all go through these uncertain times. And especially right now in the world today, it's been chaotic, right? I mean, aside from personal things, the world is so uncertain right now. I mean, there's just a lot going on. So I wanted to record this video from a deep place in my heart because along with the world chaos, I'm going through some really uncertain times too. And I just want to share that it's okay and give you some things that you can do to at least, maybe not speed up the process, because in all cases that's not necessarily, possible, but at least give you some tools to help you work through it and help keep your mind at ease as you're going through this process. And these tools have really helped me a lot during this time. And, it may not, the exact thing I'm doing may not be right for everybody, but I'm hoping that if I share everything, then you too will be able to take little bits and pieces of that and really make your own thing from it. So first of all, let's just talk about the feeling of uncertainty, right? Because it looks a lot different in everybody. For me, uncertainty it comes in the form of stress and feeling like I'm not in control. And in the first video, I talked about how I do have anxiety, and if I don't feel in control of a situation, it freaks me out, right? I want to have everything planned for 5 years, and that's just not possible in life. So there's been a lot of things that I've had to try to do to calm this need to control my situation, to calm it down so I can function and actually enjoy the ride. Because if we're just constantly trying to control what's going to happen in 5 and 10 years, well then you're not in the present moment. And so when uncertainty rushes in, you're not living in the present. You're living, in the anxiety of what if, and the anxiety of the future. So just take a deep breath. So what I've been doing is creating a morning routine. And I know some of you are probably like, this doesn't relate to creativity, but it does, and I'll get there. But this morning routine has really helped me wake up and just hit the reset button every morning, so I'm not living my worries from the day before, or my worries about the future. I know that when I get up in the morning, I'm going to have a set schedule of things that I can do. Sorry, that was my dog, if you heard that. A set of things I can do to bring myself into the present moment, and kind of not focus on the anxieties that I have at the moment. So, what does my morning routine look like? And I will push this until the day I die because it has transformed my life. And your morning routine shouldn't look like mine. It should be tweaked to what works for you. But I think many successful people that use this sort of form for their morning routine has really pushed them into their success. So I wake up at the same time every morning, 5 a.m. I do not want to. When I first started my morning routine, I hit the snooze button like 3 different times. I would still wake up a half hour, 45 minutes late. I would only do a portion of my routine because I didn't have time, and it was not good. But as I just kept resetting my intentions when I went to sleep, and I just kept trying, I finally created a habit of getting up at 5 a.m. When I roll out of bed, I go use the bathroom, and then I immediately get my workout clothes on. And I hate working out. I hate a type of working out. I hate programs. I do not like working through a workout video or going to the gym. It just doesn't work for me. And some people it works beautifully for. So do what works for you. But the main point of my workout is to get my heart rate elevated and get moving for 15 to 20 minutes in the morning. That's it. Honestly, some mornings if I have to start work early, I do 10 minutes. You can do anything for 10 minutes, right? So get moving, because it's actually going to wake you up and it's going to make you feel better and it's going to make you feel more productive. So I'll walk outside in my workout clothes, and depending on how bad my shin splints are that day or how bad my muscles hurt, sometimes I can push through it. Sometimes I have to listen to my body. So I will either walk a mile or I will walk and jog intermittently. I cannot do a full mile jog yet. I'm not there, but I know I will be eventually, even beyond the mile. So I'll get moving. When I come back, I'll shower, and then I'll make a quick healthy breakfast, whether that's like frying up one egg or making a smoothie, whatever, just making sure it's fueling me for the rest of the day up until lunchtime. And then I'll sit down on my couch, because I got new couches and it is like my beautiful relaxing space, and I'll light a candle. And yes, it's like 5:45 in the morning. It's early. And I'll sit down with my morning cup of coffee. I'll meditate, and I don't mean like the type of meditation. I do a lot of breathing exercises, and sometimes I'll do some visualizations, but again, it took me a little while to get to the point where that was working and it was comfortable. So I had to keep at it and I had to practice, because it was hard to quiet my head with all the uncertainty going on in there. So I'll meditate for like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes if I'm feeling extra anxious and uptight. And then I'll journal. And I'll journal on my meditation experience and some of the thoughts that came up during that. And after my journal, I'll write down 5 things I'm grateful for, and I'll write down my goals like they already happened. I am debt-free. I did travel to Europe. I did this. I did that. Whatever your goal is, write it down like it already happened. And that is the Hollis Company's method in the Start Today journal. I absolutely love it. It is a life changer for me. And so that's what my gratitude and journaling and meditation process look like. And then I plan out my day. 3 things I want to accomplish during the day, what could potentially stop me, what I would be really proud of myself for if I did finish it, and then I kind of do an outline of the things I need to get done throughout the hours of my day. So that will really help me just bring back down to a steady level, pushing past all of the uncertain thoughts and anxieties that I have during the day. And it helps me be more creative, because my mind is clear. I'm not worrying about what happened yesterday. And if I am, I'm more focused on what I have to get done today now. Right? Do you see that, how that works? I'm physically writing down what I have to do today, so my mind can't simultaneously think of what I have to get, what I didn't do yesterday. So it's constantly just pushing you forward every morning, and it's hitting that reset button. So that has been my morning routine that has helped me. But what else can you do when you're not sure? Let's say you're working on a creative project, you're painting, or you're writing that blog, and you start and you're like, gosh, I don't know how I'm going to finish this. I am having horrible blocks, and I don't think this is good enough, and I'm doubting my abilities right now. Why the heck did I even start this project? The inner dialogue is going and going. I get that, and it can be devastating to the creative process. So what I like to do is just stop and walk away. I'll go do something else for 10 minutes. I'll go do something else for an hour if I have to, and then I'll come back. And if that voice is still going, then I like to put myself into the mindset of the creativity flowing through me instead of me producing it. And this is Elizabeth Gilbert's concept, really. She highlights it in her book Big Magic, and it has been transformative in my creative process. Whether I'm at work trying to think of a new marketing plan or idea, or I'm coaching, or I'm painting, or picking up my French horn to play music, understanding the concept of what it was actually in ancient times, of there's this creative spirit. And whether you're spiritual or not, if you think about creativity as like this being passing through you, and you are that medium to get it out to the world, it takes less pressure off of you and off of you having to try to figure it out yourself. So diverting the attention and taking that selfishness that we tend to get about our creative work and putting it off to something else may really help your creative process. So try some of them, right? If maybe you're stuck in a creative process and you're like, why the heck? Like, I had such a good idea when I started. Why can't I execute this? Why can't I see it through? Well, maybe take some time to do some breathing exercises and reflect on what that block is. And that's where coaches and people can come in to help you push past those blocks. But I mean, our brains are complex. We're thinking about things, so many things, on a daily, hourly, minute basis. So it can be really helpful to just bring yourself back down to reality and really get in tune with your thoughts and figure out, is it fear that's causing this block? Is it the sense of being overwhelmed? Is it the anxiety of not knowing what the finished product is going to be like? Is it the judgment that you're putting on yourself for fear of not living up to other people's standards? What is that? And once you can identify it, well then, now you can take actionable steps to actually help overcome that. So I just want you to know that having uncertainty, whether it's what's going out in the world, what's going on in your life, it's going to happen. There's no way to avoid that. And I truly believe that in the most anxious, unknown times, that's when we have our creative breakthroughs, because we're forced to think of different outcomes, right? And a few videos ago, I talked about how in school, we were taught to get the right or wrong answer A or answer B, but we were not taught enough to think of all the different outcomes. And when you don't know what's coming next, you have to think of what's going to happen. And that's when you can choose your fear and your anxious thoughts, or all of the possibilities that can come out of this unknown feeling, this messy, chaotic feeling that you're having. Just get in tune with yourself. Once you are self-aware, that's the first step. Know what you're thinking, accept what you're thinking. Don't be hard on yourself if your thoughts are, going a mile a minute and they're not the nicest thoughts. It's all part of the human process. So I encourage you to just, whatever you do, whether it's a full-out morning routine, whether it's just a little meditation, or just journaling, or going for a run and thinking about, all of your anxieties and your life and your thoughts and whatever it is, just get more in tune with your mind and what you're thinking, because until you do, and until you know what your thoughts are going on inside your head, you're not going to be able to change it. So I hope this helped. I hope you understand that it is normal. It is, your life is going to feel like a mess some days, and you're going to feel on top of the world other days, and that is totally normal, but embrace it. Would you really have it any other way? I mean, during the unknown, that's when breakthroughs happen. So best of luck. Feel free to send me a message if you want to pursue this further. Again, I run KatieAnne Coaching, which is creativity coaching for creative women entrepreneurs. So I'm going to help you stop playing small and create a life that supports you and a life that you love through your creative gift, because we all have one, and you are absolutely capable of living a happy, fulfilled life doing something you were meant to be. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.